Embassy. Today will be the first episode of Scholarship Embassy Testimonies. So, in Scholarship Embassy Testimonies, we're recording a playlist where we'll be showing the testimonies and scholarship journeys of our mentees in their respective universities. Right now, we're in the Russian city of Kazan as we were visited by a student studying at Udmurt State Republic in Izhevsk in Russia. So she visited us in Innopolis, and right now we are at the Kazansky Vokzal, or the Kazan railway station. We just bought her ticket for her to return to Izhevsk, and we just want to have a short discussion with her so she can share her testimony. The student is Mbi Tabe Mambi Bessem, and you listen to her scholarship story in a short while. All right, so get ready for an episode on schooling in Innopolis, which is Russia's Silicon Valley. It's actually Russia's futuristic city. It was built in 2012 to train IT specialists in the field of information technologies and robotics. That's where we study. It's an amazing academic environment. Get ready for another version of Scholarship Embassy Testimonies, where you're gonna see the stories of our mentees that are studying in Innopolis. Also, we have mentees that are currently studying in Europe, in Sweden. In September, we'll have a mentee that will be studying in France. So, a lot is coming. Today is just the first episode, and we have a lot loaded. So, just do one thing for us right now: like our videos, share with your friends. This is just to encourage you, and please subscribe to our channel. Hi, Pesem. How are you today?
I'm fine.
Okay, welcome to Scholarship Embassy Testimonies.
Thank you.
So, first, can you tell the audience about yourself, who you are?
Hello guys. My name is Mbi Tabe Mambi Bessem. I am a Cameroonian and I am a student, an international student, currently studying in Izhevsk. I'm studying tourism and I got a scholarship through Scholarship Embassy. I had a fully funded scholarship, guys, yes, with the help of Scholarship Embassy. And trust me, I am so happy because they have been so helpful with my scholarship process. And all thanks to them, I am getting the education that I really dreamt of. Yeah.
All right, thank you for the very warm introduction. Can you share your scholarship journey with the audience? How is it like? How did it start, and how did it end up being in itself finally?
Okay, well, truth be told, guys, it was not an easy process, but we thank God for everything. Trust me, it was not easy, but yeah, God was on our side. And also, with the help of the mentors at Scholarship Embassy, and also a special thanks to the ambassador here present. He played a very important role in my procedure right from scratch till when I even arrived here in Russia.
Okay. So, yeah, can you share a bit more detail? How was the process? What stages did it go through? How was it like? What was the initial contact?
Yeah. Well, the first procedure is your academic qualifications, your certificates. Yeah. Depending on the program you're to study, be it bachelor or master's. But I, for one, I'm a master's student, so we began from my bachelor degree certificate, and we also went to I did also online courses. I took online courses. Then thanks to my volunteering programs too, which I had certificates after each volunteering program and seminars. And yeah, certification too. There was a certification process, there is a translation process, and many other processes. But I believe that in order to gain a scholarship, guys, it is first of all your portfolio plays a very important role. And a portfolio consists of what? Certificates that you obtain apart from your school certificate, be it your bachelor's degree or maybe your A levels or advanced level certificates, which prove that you have done volunteering or you have attended seminars or maybe conferences or even fellowship. every little certificate is very useful, trust me. Yeah.
All right. So you really emphasize the portfolio point. I
Yeah.
remember when you got to us, that was in 2025.
Yes,
Yeah, as of
yes,
the time, the
around.
only scholarship available, that was sometime in late February, early March.
Yeah, yeah.
The third year Bachelor Scholarship had closed.
Yeah.
I don't think next Japan was open yet.
No.
The only scholarship that we had, I think even Erasmus, we could not find an
No,
Erasmus scholarship to
none.
use.
Only.
And the most affordable option was available was the Udmurt State Olympiad that
Yeah.
you had to like. It's basically like a portfolio competition
Yeah.
that you send in your portfolio and your documents. They give you a task to do. You have to go through an interview, and based on that, they have a certain number of students that they rank and send to the Russian Ministry of Education on free
Yeah,
scholarship.
yeah, true.
And I also remember that time when we submitted your application and the scholarship was approved and they gave you a certificate that you got scholarship
Ah,
to an
yes,
Olympiad.
yes, actually.
Then we filled the scholarship form and they sent to the Ministry of Education. I think it was in March, April last
Yes,
year.
it was, yeah.
How was the waiting process? I know your process was so long. So can you share the experience? How was it waiting for about 8 months
Yeah.
just to get validation from the Ministry of Education of Russia?
Well, it was, how can I put it? It was heartbreaking, yes. You know, I was really, all my hopes were shattered because it's not easy. Imagine you are waiting for 8 months, no feedback, nothing. You just have to sit and wait. And I remember every time we would like write to the ministry and so on, they would just tell us, wait, guys, wait. But trust me, the wait was, it was worth it. It was not really easy waiting for 8 months with no feedback, no replies, no positive replies. I remember we had to take another process.
Yeah, so what happened there was after we waited from March, April, right till October, I think
Yeah.
nothing was happening.
Hmm.
So in October, we decided and said, okay, the next scholarship cycle had started. Why don't we apply again? So this time we decided to go through the process, which is
Yeah.
to get a scholarship through the embassy, the Russian embassy in Cameroon. I'm also contemplating on an Erasmus scholarship and if we
Yeah.
should apply for the Turkish government scholarship if it's opened and all of that. Since your background, you didn't have like much research experience to go
Yeah.
for research programs
Yeah.
or like master's programs, maybe in North America or South. So we actually started a new application, and in the process of applying again, we got the email
Boom.
from the Ministry of Education.
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay, now we cannot do anything about it because the government can only fund you once for a
Once.
particular level of education. So, and I remember when you got this email, what was the next thing I told you? I think I told you buy a flight ticket when you've
Yes.
not even had the visa.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
how was it? Did you trust what I said back then? How did you, people were paying for the flight ticket? How did they take
Well,
it? I didn't have a visa yet, and somebody tells you buy a flight ticket.
well, it was not easy convincing my parents to actually support me in that decision because they, our African parents, our Cameroonian parents, they need to see proof. So I had to. So and fortunately for me, they believed me. So we first of all bought the train ticket before I got my visa approved, and trust me, within the process of my results coming out and the time which I was to begin school, it was
So short. I think we
so
had
short.
just 3 weeks.
Yes, I had to do everything so fast.
Yeah, yeah. So the thing is, school normally starts in October,
Yeah,
and you got the email from the Ministry of Education in
in
October,
October. Yeah,
and you didn't have enough time. So I said buy a flight ticket because if we should wait that you get
yeah.
the visa, then you get the ticket. It,
It's
you
it's
the
it's
ticket would
gonna.
have been very expensive
Yeah,
for you, and it's just based on our experience. I don't care if you're a scholar. I think particularly in Russia, I don't know for other countries like you still go through a normal visa process, but Russia in particular, what they do that is quite unique is that as a scholar, I think in Cameroon, you don't even go inside the embassy. You just go and they'll say, where are the scholarship students? You
the
just submit your documents. And how long did it take for you to get a visa? Like,
my visa was, it was 48 hours.
okay, so it took 48 hours.
Yes, 48
Okay.
hours.
I remember for me, when I went the first time, it was 24 hours. I applied today, tomorrow, I got
Yeah,
my passport. Then when I had the scholarship, I went back to Cameroon again. And when I applied, the same thing, the evening, they called me.
it came
Yeah,
back.
I got from the secretary was like, come and get your passport.
Yeah.
So when you're on scholarship, you don't get an interview, nothing. Just
No.
everything is direct. The only
Nothing.
problem is make sure you're healthy because
Yeah.
you go through extensive medical checks.
Yeah.
And one more question before we go for our audience. We don't need to be very political, but I think it's important that people know the truth. Given the current geopolitical dispensation in the world, how safe it is for you to be in Russia right now? Because when parents hear, "Oh, my child is going to Russia," and is Russia safe? Do you feel
Yeah.
safe? Do you feel threatened? How is it for you?
Well, Russia is very safe. I remember I also had this very problem coming here with other family members, and they were like, "No, Russia is safe. It's not safe. There is war in Russia, blah blah blah." A lot of negative rumors, but I know what I was going for. Yeah, I know what I was going for, and I stood my ground because if I really wanted to hear what others were saying, trust me, I wouldn't have been in Russia because don't listen to what anybody has to say. Trust me.
So,
If you know what you want, go for it.
so
Yeah.
you would tell somebody that, okay, because we had a scenario with a mentee that we got the scholarship for to study at the higher school of economics, but the parents said don't go to Russia, and unfortunately, it was very heartbreaking for us
Yeah.
as well. Do you regret being in Russia? Would you recommend somebody that if you have a scholarship in Russia, take it? Is it a good country to study?
Yes, I recommend anybody to take whatsoever scholarship in Russia. Russia is very safe. Trust me, it is very safe. Geopolitically, it is very, very safe. Yeah.
All right. We don't have a lot of time, so
Yeah.
we have to wrap up the interview quite fast. So far, what's the major takeaways of the first few months you've been in Russia? What's your experience like? What can you say
Well,
about studying in
yeah.
Izhevsk, Udmurt Republic, and now you're in the Republic of Tatarstan, where we are?
Yeah. Well, school hasn't been easy, yes, from the beginning, but as time goes on, I get adapted with the system. From the beginning, it's going to be very hard because one is trying to adapt, but trust me, as time goes on, yeah. And then when I remember when I came in November. That was the beginning of winter. Guys, Russia is cold. Yes, for that, Russia is cold, very cold. And I was not used to. Like in Cameroon, we have our 20 degrees, 30 degrees, 36 degrees, especially in Douala.
I
But
think we have 20 degrees in Cameroon. I think in the rain season sometimes it goes more hotter than, except for places like
yeah,
maybe
Boya, or
drop, yeah.
yes,
But
yeah.
I think if you're in a place like Douala, 20 degrees is kind of
No,
rare. The
it's
norm is
yeah,
around 30 degrees
yeah,
plus.
yeah.
And you're supposed in sub-zero, sometimes minus 20 and minus 15. So
Yeah,
I know how intense that
there
could be.
was there was a day that we were at in Izhevsk, we were at minus 22. Yes, that day it took the grace of God for me to leave to leave and go to school. But guys, Russia is cold. One thing for sure, anything that just have it at the back of your mind that Russia is very cold, especially when it comes to winter. November, December, January,
February or so.
February, yeah.
Okay. And now also we're in the summer. We know the summer, yeah, the spring, and
It's
the spring is
spring,
so
yeah.
hot. So in the summer in Russia, the weather is very extreme. I think the winter is like 6 months in a year, then you have 3 full months of intense summer, intense heat. Then you go into autumn, then
Yeah,
back to winter,
to
and the
winter,
cycle goes
yeah.
on and on and on. All right. Bessem, I appreciate you doing this interview with us. We have
Thank
barely 8
you.
minutes for you to board your train back to Zef.
Yeah.
And we wish you a safe trip and take care. And we hope to see you in another episode. Potentially, we can come to Zef and
Yeah.
see how studies are going for you.
Of course, I will, because I really loved my stay in Izhevsk. It's so sad that I didn't have enough time in Innopolis, yeah, but I'll come back.
All right. So get ready for an episode on schooling in Innopolis, which is Russia's Silicon Valley. It's actually Russia's futuristic city. It was built in 2012 to train IT specialists in the field of information technologies and robotics. That's where we study. It's an amazing academic environment. Get ready for another version of Scholarship Embassy Testimonies, where you're going to see the stories of our mentees that are studying in Innopolis. Also, we have mentees that are currently studying in Europe, in Sweden. In September, we'll have a mentee that will be studying in France. So a lot is coming. Today is just the first episode, and we have a lot loaded. So just do one thing for us right now. Like our videos, share with your friends, This is just to encourage you, and please subscribe to our channel. Bye bye, and see you in the next video.
Bye.